Something that is very well known in the Jurassic franchise is that its depictions of prehistoric life is not at all accurate, and this is something that has sparked much debate within the community. However, what I'm wanting to do is take a look at the idea that these dinosaurs are almost completely accurate just within the context of this universe. So, what do I mean by that? Put simply, if you look at, say, a velociraptor in the franchise and compare it to Deinonychus in real life, well, these might as well be completely different animals. The similarities are few and far between, but if you compare it to the universe's real-life velociraptors, such as the skeleton they are excavating in Montana during the first film, well then it may as well be a one-to-one comparison. Meaning this is almost definitely what a velociraptor looks like in the universe. Something that gives that idea weight is the fact that Alan Grant can almost always recognize that what dinosaur he's looking at just from his knowledge of paleontology alone, never having any criticism about their overall look, because in actuality, he thinks he's looking at a real dinosaur. The biggest piece of evidence to support this idea is the very obvious prologue for Jurassic World Dominion. It depicts a beautifully animated sequence of dinosaur life 66 million years ago, and even gives a brief origin, if you will, for the much beloved Rexy from Jurassic Park. In reality, this would have been the perfect spot to portray paleo-accurate dinosaurs and have them as a contrast to the ones that are cloned later in the future. It would have also added weight to Henry Wu's quote,
"Nothing in Jurassic World is natural. We have always filled gaps in the genome with the DNA of other animals. And if their genetic code was pure, many of them would look quite different."
But instead, the sequence is riddled with inaccuracies to our understanding of these animals. From creatures showing up in the wrong time and place to inaccurate designs. Now, a lot of this can be simply explained with the magic word budget, but that's a bit boring, so I want to look at it from the in-universe context. Now, all of this ties into a quote spoken later in the film.
This is our habitat development lab. A lot of exciting discoveries as of late. We've brought back numerous species in their purest form, and I mean complete, untouched genomes, like Morris Etrepidus.
This quote states that these are essentially the most accurate versions of these animals, and in some aspects that's true. I mean, we finally see full feathering on a dromaeosaur, but they still fall short to what we actually know of these animals. Take, for example, the Therizinosaurus. In essence, it looks really good, but there are several things that differentiate it to our current knowledge of this animal. Or the big one, the Giganotosaurus. There are several creative liberties that separate it from its real-life counterpart, but it looks almost identical to the Giganotosaurus in the prologue, which means yes, they do indeed have these animals in their purest form, only in their universe's standards. So in conclusion, I would say that Henry Wu did a much better job at cloning these animals than he apparently gives himself credit for. It's simply that their dinosaurs are much different to ours.